Hey everyone, I'm Tech Tim, and today we're going to dive into a great upgrade that you can make to your Jeep JL or Gladiator JT. And that's a set of 4340 Chromoly rear axle shafts from Revolution Gear and Axle. Now this isn't just any axle upgrade. It's packed with features that'll add strength and durability to your Jeep. Now for strength, Revolution Gear and Axle really went all out on this kit. They use 4340 chromoly steel for these shafts. And that's going to be roughly 40% stronger than your stock OE axles. Now some competitors, you might see them cutting costs by using 4140 chromoly. But with Revolution, you're getting the stronger 4340 steel, and that's strong enough to handle just about anything the trail's going to throw at you. Now these axles also come with a black oxide coating. And that's not just for looks, it's for durability. This coating adds an extra layer of protection to prevent corrosion, keeping your axles looking and performing great. Now as we're talking about strength and durability, let's touch on one of the cool features that you're going to find in the 2018 and newer Jeep axles. And these are going to be in the JTs and the Rubicon JLs. And that's the larger Set 80 wheel bearing. And that's the same wheel bearing used in a Dana 60. And this design helps prevent bent wheel flanges. And you JK owners, well, you know all about that. Now the non-Rubicon JLs, they still use that smaller Set 10 bearing like the JK. But they have a reduced offset, and that's going to mean fewer bent flanges, especially if you're going to be stepping up to 4340. Now another big advantage of this kit is that the bearing seals and retainers, they come pre-pressed on already. And that makes this an easy swap that you can do at home. Now Revolution even includes the wheel studs, though they do need to be pressed in, and we're going to cover that in a moment. Now you might ask, when or why should you upgrade to chromoly shafts in your Jeep? And that answer is short and simple. If you're going to be wheeling your Jeep, or if you're going to have your rear axle apart, you should upgrade your shafts. Wheeling, especially if you're running those harder trails and you're running bigger tires, well that puts a lot of stress and strain on your axle shafts. And yes, there are a ton of people out there running factory shafts with bigger tires and no problems. But do you really want to deal with the possibility of a broken shaft out on the trail? Now, as far as any time you have your rear axle apart, this is a no-brainer. Maybe it's time to replace the wheel bearings and seals. Or maybe you're going to re-gear your axles, or you're adding in a locker. It really doesn't matter. You have that axle all apart. It's now the perfect time to upgrade your OE shafts to chromoly axle shafts, and then you're going to get new wheel bearings and seals in the deal. Installing this kit is straightforward. It's practically a slide in and go setup, since all the components, that wheel bearing, the axle seal, and that retainer, they're pre-pressed in. And if you've already replaced your wheel seals and bearings, you know how big of a pain in the butt it is to do it separately. With this kit, you're getting fully loaded axles that drop right in. Now, as mentioned earlier, the studs do not come installed on these axles. And yes, that is something you can do yourself. Now, the most common way that shops are going to do this is by pressing the studs in. But you need access to a press, and not everybody does. Now, the second most common way, and well, probably the most commonly way done in people's garages, is the old stack of washers trick. And this is where you line the stud up through the hole and then slide a stack of washers, preferably hardened washers, over the stud and then use a lug nut to pull the stud through. And this works good, and well, it's pretty much been the home DIY trick for years. Now, of course, here in the Northridge 4x4 do-it-yourself garage, well, they don't call me Tech Tim for nothing. We're going to show you an even easier way to do that. And that's with a stud installer tool. This cool tool takes the stack of washers idea and it incorporates a bearing to help eliminate friction. And that's going to allow a smoother pull on the stud. Now, we got ours from that Mega Corp online and paid less than 20 bucks delivered to our door. Now, one important thing we need to mention is that these shafts are double drilled, giving you both a 5x5 and a 5x5.5 bolt pattern. And this makes it easier to match up different wheels or to make adjustments as your build progresses. But that also means you need to install your studs in the correct holes. For the JL and JTs, they have a 5x5 inch bolt pattern, and that's the smaller inner diameter bolt circle on the axle flange. That larger pattern, that's the 5x5.5. Now, one thing that sets any product apart is always going to be the manufacturer's warranty. Revolution Gear and Axle stands behind their product with a 10-year warranty, and that covers manufacturing defects, axle breakage, bent shafts, and twisted splines. And Revolution claims that less than 1% of these axle shafts have been returned under warranty. And when they have, it's almost always been due to extreme abuse. Now, for applications, Revolution offers 3 different Chromoly Axle Shaft packages for the 2018 and newer Jeeps. The first one is JL and JT, Rubicon and Mojave models with those wide track axles and the OE lockers. The second is the JT Sport and Overland models with the narrow track axles. Then you have the JL non-Rubicon axles. So if you're looking for a great upgrade that'll take your Jeep's rear axle strength to that next level, well, Revolution Gear and Axle's 4340 Chromoly rear axle kit is a great choice. It's got enhanced durability, easy installation, and that unbeatable 10-year warranty. Well, it's the kind of upgrade that'll have you out there hitting the trails with confidence for years to come. Now, if you found this video helpful, well, you know the drill. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already, and then let us know in the comments what other upgrades would you like to see. We're going to thank you for watching today, and we'll see you in the next one.